The federal government has lost track of their electric car chargers that they installed, but nobody ever used. So now they're paying an American company a sole-sourced contract of over $500,000 US to locate them all. Now, I know exactly where some of these forgotten things are, and I'll tell the federal government for the low, low price of $250,000. I say it all the time when I'm covering these sorts of ridiculous stories that I like to watch the government procurements and contracts website, buysell.gc.ca, because it's like a crystal ball into what the government is planning to do to us next. But not always. Sometimes it's just a snapshot of how bad the federal government is at managing the things they waste our precious tax dollars on. We found this sole source contract the other day. It's $545,000. So we make that $545,000 US dollars. So at today's exchange rate, a little over 681,000 Canadian dollars to locate some electric vehicle charging stations. Look at this. The Department of Natural Resources Canada has a requirement to continue the development, maintenance, and enhancement of the electric charging and alternative fueling station locator, including the data administration tool and supporting database. So the feds need an interactive map of the electric car chargers so that people with expensive electric cars who already got a rebate to buy an electric car can find their chargers. Not my problem, but all of a sudden I have to pay for it. My Jeep is diesel, so I know where the diesel fueling stations are, or I learned the hard way. Why can't electric vehicle owners just, do what everybody else does and take care of themselves? Anyway, there's even more to this. The contract has already been awarded to the National Renewable Energy Laboratory operated by the Alliance for Sustainable Energy, headquartered in Golden, Colorado. They are going to get $681,000 over the next 5 years to tell the federal government where they put their own electric car chargers. I mean, the government built many of these things at our expense, and now they don't know where they put them. So they're hiring an American company in American dollars to find these taxpayer assets that nobody really uses. And guys, I know that nobody uses them. I have documents to prove it. I also know where many of these car chargers are, at least the ones the government charged us to erect. It's in a 2018 order paper question that shows which federal departments erected electric car chargers. It says where they are and just how infrequently people are using them. Ultimately, those 2018 order paper documents showed that the taxpayer was paying the federal government to put up electric car charging stations in places or for departments that actually have, in many instances, zero electric vehicles. For example, CFB Esquimalt had 9 electric vehicle chargers for just one car. Now, the rest of these had 0 electric vehicles for the chargers. So the Department of Environment and Climate Change lists electric vehicle chargers for exactly 0 vehicles. Same with Fisheries and Oceans and Health and the National Research Council and Public Safety. And I think this is the most pressing one, Natural Resources Canada. So the very same agency now paying $500,000 US to an American company in the form of a sole source contract to find these chargers, actually erected chargers for electric vehicles that they did not have. I guess the lack of actual utilization or, frankly, necessity for these electric car chargers is how nobody realized that they were even there and nobody noticed them missing until now. If this had not been a sole source contract, I would have been able to fulfill much of this contract for, about $250,000 US dollars. I think that's fair. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. You know, speaking of wasted taxpayer assets, might I suggest you head on over to our store, rebelnewsstore.com, and taking a peek at our Sell the CBC shirt. Maybe, though, Sell the CBC is not your cup of tea, but there's a t-shirt there for everybody. If you are against the persecution of Christians, there's a Save the Pastors t-shirt. And if David Menzies is your favorite, like he is mine, there's the Menzoid t-shirt. Again, there's a t-shirt for you at rebelnewsstore.com.